American dream is to be rich dreamer? What is a Puerto Rican's rich dream? I don't know. Like, okay, here's the thing, right? It's weird because I get a lot of response or questions on where do I want to be. Like, I don't need to be like the richest person there is, but I strive for growth. But like, what is your thoughts on growth and improvements? Because there's this thing where it's hobby versus career, right? I made a video on hobby, career, vocation, and job, right? And on like in terms of like streaming, right? And like I don't know if I have to be like the richest of rich. I don't know if Iron Mouse is considered like the richest of rich, honestly, like when it comes to VTubers. Because I know Garbura had like 4 million, but she was working under what was it, Hollow Life? She wasn't Niji Sanji, right? But Iron Mouse was indie, right? So I feel like she would technically be considered having more profits, right? I feel like in terms of like, let's say I was like at 1 million, right? Even though I feel like I don't need to be at 1 million, but I get conflicting answers like I should strive or I shouldn't strive, like because I don't need to be at 1 million, but I also want to learn how to figure out like how to improve myself. Because I want to build genuine connections. Like I don't want to just see business perspective. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to just see things as just business in terms of like B2B, and I don't want to just see people as just like my competitors and whatnot. But I also want to be able to use my platform or have like, let's say I was at 1 million, right, and I had a VTuber who I liked, right, who was at 100 subscribers, who I thought was like pretty good VTuber, right, and I was able to like boost her up, not even to even make her like a career VTuber, but at least to have like somewhat of a platform, just to feel like, you know, she has somewhat of a community. So even if she's not at like 1 million, she could be at like 500 or 1,000, or like to feel like she could somewhat like keep growing and keep continuing, right? Right? Like something like that. Like, does that make sense? Like a way to kind of lift other people, right? And I think that's what it is. It's just like that's my way, self growth. Like it's a self growth. Like don't get me wrong, we do need money to like be able to do stuff like you know, if you see like all those things that Narosama, Iron Mouse, and every one of those VTubers who do all those collabs, they probably need money to do all those things, right? So like you do need some kind of wealth to be able to do it, right? And then there is kind of like in terms of numbers, I have talked to certain streamers. They said like certain streamers will look at your where your numbers are at in order to like be able to do a collab with you to see if you would be able to handle being to do a collab with them, because like um you know, would having a bigger audience affect you negatively, or would you be able to handle that audience? So that's like kind of the why you have to have somewhat of a bigger audience, so that audience doesn't when you get that audience, it doesn't affect you. So like let's say like I got rated by Narasama or Iron Mouse, right? Let's say that raid gives me like 5,000 viewers at the same time. Would I get astonished from those 5,000 viewers, or would I still be acting the same way I am? Well, low key, I be calling y'all peasants or something, because you guys know how I be acting, right? So it's like, but because that's a new audience, they don't know who I am, so I have to act a little different. But how much difference will I be? Will I still be still JJ, or am I still gonna will I act a little different? So that's like one of those things you have to consider. So that's why I feel like when I think about what I want out of VTubing, I think you have to have balance. Yes, literally what I was just saying. You need to have balance. You need to have balance of wealth, growth. I had the old VTuber avatar, right? You need to have balance of growth in your numbers, growth in your abilities and performance, because you do have to be an entertainer. You have to have growth in like figuring out what your audience wants, because in a way, okay, what your audience wants, like let's say you want me to play Minecraft, right? But I look at the charts and the what I see is that no one saw Minecraft, right? Hold up, I'll get to your unique list, right? the chart showed that no one actually wanted Minecraft, right? But the chart does show that you guys actually want to see more reactions, or you actually liked watching me play, let's say, Pokemon, right? Then I have to actually, what the viewer wants is Pokemon and not Minecraft. That's what the viewer wants. They don't want Minecraft. You might want Minecraft, but not the viewer. So there's a difference in that, right? Uniqueness is subjective, I would say, because I would say your model could be somewhat unique, but there is copying in terms of everyone gets inspiration from everywhere. So nothing is quote unquote 100% unique, because if you take inspiration, let's say from Fairy Tail, from One Piece, from Dragon Ball Z or something, you're still copying from like somewhere, right? So it's not technically unique, right? And if you're too unique, then it could kind of be like, well, how can I actually relate to this? It's too unique, right? You need some form of relatability. So that's why I'm like, uniqueness in what way? You have to figure out in what way you are unique, right? And then you have to figure out, like, why you want the money in terms of how much money you actually realistically need. Like, and what I mean by that, the quote unquote sellout, right? So let's say I get a sponsor, right? The sponsor, I'm trying to explain it to you right now. Let's say the sponsor is, let's say for a cream that I know, instead of actually healing your skin, is going to cause your skin to give you a horrible rash, infection, X, Y, and Z, right? But I'm still promoting that product because I'm going to get $100,000 because I sold out. Because I'm like, well, I'm getting money from it. So am I really gonna betray my audience just to get a paycheck? Like, really think about it. It's like anything bad besides money. Well, no, think about it. It's like, besides money, you could say that for a lot of things. How would too much of like streaming, or too much, like, because let's say I stream too much that I don't rely or focus on my health. So then at one point I abandoned my health because I streamed too much, and then I won't be able to stream for a longer period of time because I got myself into a worse situation because I never focused on my health. So yeah, there can be too much of anything. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta focus on certain things. So that's what I'm saying. It's like there has to be a balance of a lot of things. So you just gotta keep what is important to you, I guess, essentially. So yeah, that's my take on the whole what do I think, what I think the dream is. I literally think is like, yes, don't get me wrong, being wealthy or rich or like stable, I think it's more stability, honestly. It's like, imagine if I made, let's say, 15K a month, because I even hear making 10K a month isn't even enough, because let's say you have editors and X, Y, and Z, and you're giving like 6K to your editors, that only leaves you with 4K, and then what about insurance? So it's like you really have to think about how much you would actually need. So yeah, I would say keep all that in mind. What do you mean character development? You acting like I didn't have character beforehand, you peasant. Like, go grow up. Like, oh my gosh, you little bingus.